57. Great is the Lord. C major, 6/8 time. Eighth note gets a count fairly quickly because we want to feel it in two. So we're going to feel it in two groups of three. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Their fingering is fine. I tend to use a different fingering. You'll have to decide on the fingering, but try and play that melody legato if you can. Now you can lift up between the phrases, that's fine. It's like at the bottom of page 57, the second measure, that ends a phrase. So whether you play it with third finger or thumb is up to you because you can lift before you go on. So there's a little silence there. On page 58, now second line on page 58, you're up here. If you can, bring out the top note. Just put a little more weight on that note. Now on the second line, last note, you can do third finger if you want. It's up to you. I do fourth finger because it's there. And then for the next line, rather than 1, 3, I do a 2, 4, 5, and then a 1, 4. It just falls under my fingers a little better. So starting with the last measure, the second line on page 58, we're here. And then fourth finger, and then 2, 4, 5. It just works for me. Going on. Now on the next one, for the last note, rather than 3, I do 4. And then a 2, 3, 3, 2, 4. And then a 3, 2, 3, and then we're back to their fingering. Then on page 59 is pretty straightforward for the most part. Second line, here and then here. I do a 1, 2, 4 and then drop down, and on these I do a 1, 4 on when I go down like that. And here is 2, 3, 5, and then you can do a 2, 3, 5 again. I do a 1, 2, 5 and a 1, 2, 4, and then maybe a 1, 3, 5 or 1, 2, 4. You'll have to decide on the fingering you're comfortable with there. I give you other possibilities, you pick one. Now we're going into D major, 2 sharps. I use a slightly different fingering, but their fingering is fine. Second line, second measure, we're here, C naturals. 1, 3, 1, 2, 5, and then 1, 2, 4. It's the top note I'm protecting it. And for the last note is a 3, and then here 2, 4. We've had this fingering before. And then for the last note of the third line, a fourth finger on that. Last line, last note of the first measure, third finger on that one. Pretty much their fingering then. Look at the third line down on 61, you're here. And then their fingering is good. I have this sequence going down, I like that. And then here, last line. And then 1, 2, 1, 2. Good fingering. I like their fingering there. The left hand, keep it down and out of the way. You hear? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Bottom of page 57. You're here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rest. Just follow their fingering. You'll be okay. Page 59. When you change keys at the bottom, last line, you're here. Then here. Tricky and awkward because the notes gotta go down at the same time, but you need to be able to learn to do that, so I encourage you to stick with it and try and get it. If you can, then over on page 61 at the bottom, last line, last two measures. It's here, and then here again. I do a 5-2 here because then I can do a 3-1 here, and then drop. That's a D F sharp, by the way, and then down. If you want a different fingering, go for it, but that's what I recommend. Then we slowly put the hands together. At the beginning, it's a little weird. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4. Then it calms down. And just make sure you lift up the left hand on these wrists. I don't really see anything tricky on pages 58 or 59 for you. It's the same kind of rhythm and stuff we've had. The notes might be a little different, but I'm pretty sure you can figure them out. At the top of page 58, the first line, last measure in the left hand, you have that. Follow their fingering, it's okay. Try and play them legato as best you can. Then over on page 61 at the bottom, it's just finishing it up. One, two, and here. I don't see a problem there. Now, we can add a little pedal, but we don't want the pedal to make it blurry, so be careful. I'm going to change the pedal at the beginning. The first line, you're basically changing the pedal with the right hand, because it's changing. So you change it with that, but when you get to the melody in the second line, when it starts, I would recommend as little pedal here as possible. Just not at all if you can help it. So at the beginning, the pedal lags behind the hand, so it's here. I'm going to change it with the right hand. Now when the verse starts here, there's different ways of pedaling it. We can get complicated if we want, but let's keep it simple. Just pedal with the left hand. But when you have a rest in the left hand, lift the pedal up. Don't pedal through the rest. And in the last line, second measure, again, here, change there. And then lift up. It's a new phrase. Measure the first line on 58 here, change it on that, change it on the dotted quarter note, and then lift up before you go on. Now it's the chorus, and again I'm pedaling every 3/8 notes, and I'm not pedaling the second measure at all. Can, if you want, on the third line down first measure, you can go ahead and pedal every 3 beats, but lift it up for the last beat because the right hand has a rest, so you don't want that. Get to the top of page 59, I'm holding it down for the whole measure here. Now this is like at the beginning. And the pedaling here is the same as what we did. Same style of pedal we've already done. measure at the bottom of page 61, leave it down for the whole measure until the very end and everything comes up together. And this does not fade away. You're ending it loud. Just hold it out for a little longer than normal and then lift everything up and let it stop. Now I doubt we need to play with me on this. I sort of demonstrated it for you already. You get to know the piece and then you can start feeling the piece. But I'm going to go ahead and do a play with me, but I'm going to do it like 57, page 57. I'm going to stop, turn the page, count it again, and I'm going to do the next couple of pages, and I'm going to stop, turn the page, and count it again, and finish it up. Basically that. I'm going to go slow too. I'm not going to go too fast, but we are counting eighth notes here. So I'm going to give myself 6 beats, and then I'm going to come in. 1, 2, 3, 4, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Turn the page. 1, 2, 3, 4, ready, go. 5, 6. Turn the page. 1, 2, 3, 4, ready, go. 5, 6. 6.